Hi guys,
Hello.
welcome back to our channel,
And as usual, my name is Ehi,
and I'm happy.
and you're welcome to the Happy
Ehi.
Ehi After channel.
We're sorry we deserted you guys just for a
Yes.
little.
Settling down has been, it has taken up much of our time, but we didn't forget you. We have also been paying attention to some of the information that you would love and would be helpful to you.
Yeah, if you're new to our channel, here we talk about our life experiences in general. We spend most of our time in China. We met in China and just moved to Canada as permanent residents. We have a video about how we did that. It will be somewhere on the screen. And yeah, so you're welcome to our channel. Please like and subscribe.
And for those of you who have been following us, you've seen that we're settling quite well into our life in Canada. We have settled in a beautiful city, in an amazing neighborhood. And our kids and ourselves, we have gotten into our, let's say, permanent routine, basically, of work and school and after school and all that.
Yeah, so if we get the chance, we'll do a day in our lives.
Yeah, I especially want to do a day in my work life, and then it's connected to what we will be talking about today. And please, again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to your friends, your family members who will remain your favorite inter-African couple. We have a lot planned, and we cannot wait to bring you on this journey with us. So, without further ado, let's go into what we're to talk about today. Today, we want to talk about some of the biggest challenges we faced as new immigrants to Canada, and it's the same kind of challenges that you would face as you immigrate to Canada. Sorry, and I would tell you what the problem is, and then I would try to, prefer some solution. So I'm not like a doomsday guy that just saying, "Oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad." No, it's a great country, it's an amazing country. I just want to prepare you for some of these challenges because you can better prepare yourself to manage them if you know what you would be facing, basically.
Yeah. So it's not like anything is bad or anything. It's just
Yeah, it's just challenges, and
yeah,
we're expecting
that expected when you are moving to a new country. So
yeah, in fact, if you decide to move to a new country, you should know that what is chasing you is way bigger than what you will meet here. So I don't think I'll be discouraging anybody, even if I say it's doomsday. If you decide you are moving to a new country, whatever that has been chasing you must be big enough to get you to uproot yourself from wherever you'll be coming from, basically.
So challenge number one. You start.
The number one and the biggest and the craziest challenge, this is why I find it crazy. So the Canadian government goes through all this stress to bring in immigrants, professional immigrants, by the way. We came in through the federal skilled worker system. So that means you are educated, you have work experience,
You have money.
and you have money and all that. They make sure you have money and all that. But then you get here, the number one challenge you will face in getting into the job market, especially in your own field. So, for example, you're an engineer, you're an architect,
You're a
doctor, you are a professional, you're a lawyer and everything. The very, very first challenge you get in getting into your own field is that you don't have Canadian experience.
Where will I get it from?
It sounds stupid, right? It sounds crazy. You are bringing in immigrants because there is a massive shortage, right? And then you are talking about Canadian. What does Canadian experience mean? For Christ's sake, what does Canadian experience mean? And that is the first challenge you would find. People will start talking to you about, oh, I see here you worked in Nigeria. But we're looking for somebody who has. They won't say it, mind you. It's illegal.
Yeah,
it's illegal for them to turn you down for a job because of Canadian experience. It's the same way it's illegal for them to turn you down for a job based on your nationality, your race, your age, your disability or whatever. So they will not say it. And this is where, as guy man, you guy man them. This is where you
use English.
This is where you color be them. When you're applying for a job, first, I'm sure you've gotten a template of a Canadian CV. If you haven't gotten that, that means you are not ready in the first place. You've gotten a template for the Canadian CV. The first thing you want to do, remove location. So
you didn't hear it from us.
I work from XYZ company. Some of you will put Gaborone, Botswana, or Abuja, Nigeria. Nobody's saying you now. Just remove location. Name of company, your job title,
because
your years you work.
Nobody
Because nobody can
you.
ask you.
Yes.
And when you sit in front of them, they are interviewing you. Do not mention location.
Once you mention it, they will follow up.
Once you mention anything concerning the location, they will follow up.
Open the floodgates.
So that is the first challenge you will face. You don't want to be running down in circles, and people that are not even as qualified or as experienced as you are will be getting jobs while you are there running around.
But let me just say this. The reason why there is this Canadian experience is, I think it's attached to the culture. Because some people come with a different mindset from the work environment here in Canada. So their thing or their argument is that we get somebody who has been a bank manager for 20 years and they're coming into the bank and they want to be treated as a king. But the work environment here is not like that. You need to adapt and be flexible, and be, on your toes.
That is important.
So that's the argument.
So watch other YouTube videos because, like I said, there's nothing you cannot learn on YouTube. Watch other YouTube videos on what you need to get straight about the Canadian work culture, but don't let it stop you from getting your dream job. Take away that location and let them judge you based on your job title and your experiences and your roles and responsibilities. And that's it.
Be very flexible. And you say, what's your key what you call?
Keyword. Flexibility. You cannot come here and be rigid. You cannot. Your waist cannot lock. You have to be flexible. That is your greatest strength, your greatest power in this country. Flexibility in terms of the jobs you want, flexibility in terms of the work culture, flexibility in terms of how you relate with people.
Yes.
That flexibility is your superpower.
And that working with people, interpersonal skills.
Some of you will go to workplace, you'll be strong in face. Your face will be strong.
They will just not
you squeeze face. Your face will be so strong. You'll be making people anxious. You'll be making people palpitate. Their heartbeat will be going up because they saw your face. My sister, my brother, calm down. Smile. You're not the only one that has trouble. Smile. Let joy radiate from your soul. Don't go and be scaring people in the workplace because these are part of the things they pay attention to.
They're looking for. They see Nigeria. You were project manager for 20 years and this one is not for us because this one will be tucking in shit.
Lose yourself. Don't go and be. Please, that is the number one challenge you face, and I've told you how to, skip this challenge or whatever, how to make it better for you.
Okay, let's move on. Maybe.
Number 2 challenge, which I also find to be mindless and crazy, getting a house to rent in Canada is let me not use foul language here, but
you don't have words to say.
It's madness. It's madness.
Let me just say that the reason we live in this apartment is because we applied to so many, because you have to apply to rent somebody's house. So you send in your rent application and nobody will answer you because of what he will talk about. But the only reason we are in this house is because this landlord said, what? You are a new immigrant? I was once a new immigrant. Oh, you are more than welcome to my house. That's the only reason why we are here. Every other person didn't look outside. And why?
It's like a catch-22. And I will tell you the origin of this problem. So you see, the Canadian government during COVID set out to protect renters basically. So during COVID, a lot of people were losing their jobs. So the government basically protected them by saying, you know what, by law, we won't allow any landlord to kick you out just because you can't pay rent. Nobody should. I don't know if you could remember, just go and check. Trudeau made a speech. Nobody should be forced to choose between shelter over their head or eating. But the problem with that statement is this. Most of the house on rent, it's not like Nigeria where I come from. A person builds his house, he builds it from the ground up, cash. It's his own house. Most investors here who invest in real estate take mortgage loans from the banks, which means they have to pay the bank every month. Whether there is COVID, whether the government shut down the country.
Let me just stop you there. This is normal for us in Ghana, but I know.
Hey, where I come from, you buy cash. You build your house, cash. You know, it's a cash economy. Nigeria is a cash economy. That is where I'm from. But here, people owe banks money. And the banks don't care.
Yes.
The banks are not the government. The banks don't care whether the
didn't hear
world
the
is...
speech.
The banks didn't hear the speech. So you have someone who invested in real estate, basically bought a house so he can rent it out and collect rent and then pay the bank, and then somebody stops paying rent because I shouldn't have to choose between rent and feeding. But the bank doesn't care. So what this created is strict landlords. So what you have in Ontario especially, I don't know if it's easier in Alberta or New Brunswick, but I think it's not easier because I also try to rent a house in these places. The landlords want to make sure that you are a tenant that can pay rent. How do they make sure of this? They ask you for your job, your employment letter. You are a new immigrant, you don't have a job yet. They ask you for credit history. You are a new immigrant, you don't have credit history in Canada.
They ask you
for reference, landlord reference. You are a new immigrant, you have never rented in Canada. Some of them can even ask you for your grandmother's birth certificate. You know, and people are competing to rent. So first of all, you are competing with other people who are Canadians, who are already living here. You are here as a fresh immigrant. You don't have any of these documents that landlords would usually use to evaluate who is a good tenant or is a bad tenant.
Yeah.
They cannot discriminate against you, but then they can ask you for documents to evaluate yourself. But you as a new immigrant, you don't have any of these documents.
Even have credit.
And catch this, the government has zero plan to help new immigrants rent houses. Zero. So you are here with cash, no credit, no job.
You are offering to pay 6 months rent. Nobody will still take you.
Nobody wants to take you. Nobody wants to rent a house to you because they are not sure if you would be a good tenant. So this is why I say it's basically madness. Yeah. So how, and again, the school for those of you that have kids, the school your kids will go to is tied to you being able to provide evidence that you live in that area. You want to get a phone contract.
They
it's
need
tied
to address.
Having an address. So it's kind of like a catch-22. And one way you can escape this madness is, one, if you have friends, if you have family already in Canada, stay close to them. More importantly, let them start looking for rental apartments for you even before you arrive. Two, plan your arrival ahead of time as much as you can. I know some of you would have to travel like immediately when you get your visa or something like that, but try to plan ahead as much as possible and get people to help you. Get into forums, get to church.
How will you get help if you are hiding your departure?
You know, let people know you are coming so that they can offer the kind of help they will be able to offer you.
Some people are hiding, they want to sneak out.
What happens is that you might need a close friend or family to co-sign your lease so that they can stand as a guarantor that, okay, I will guarantee that this person will be able to pay their rent or basically like that. So you need to please plan ahead, because like catch-22, and the government has many programs for employment, for benefits, for this, but they have no program to help you with landlords, basically. And you have to rent a house when you first come. If you had money to buy a house, you won't be immigrating to Canada. That is just my 2 cents. So that is the number 2 biggest problem I see that new immigrants face while they are here in Canada.
What else? What other challenges do you
I think I would just mention one more, and that would be it. I think it's the moving around, like getting around.
Yeah, that's one.
We immigrated from China. Shout out to China. Amazing public transport system. Amazing. The public transport system you can depend on. From buses to trains to trams. Something you can depend on.
Quite
Here,
affordable too.
and affordable, very important, affordable. In Canada, no. You cannot depend on the public transport system. If your life involves commuting, or in fact, some jobs will ask if you have a driver's license. That is how bad it is, because they know that the public transport system is not dependable. You know, you could, just for a 25 minutes journey, you could spend 2.5 hours in the bus, basically. You could spend 2.5 hours in the bus, basically. So make sure you arrive in Canada with a valid driver's license and a driving history extract from whatever country you're coming from. If your document is not in French or English, make sure you have it officially translated after you arrive in Canada, because they need that translation to be done by a certified Canadian translator, or you do it in a Canadian embassy in your country. So come here with a valid driver's license so that you can get your Canadian license as quickly as possible, and then you can get yourself a car as quickly as possible to make your movements easier. We have been lucky. We work from home, so we still don't have a car yet. I came with a valid license, but my license from China was only 6 months old, and Happy's license from Botswana
has expired. It's not valid.
And it's not valid, so we
I have to
basically
wait for 1
can't
year.
drive
Yeah. So
now, but it will make your life easier if you come with a valid driver's license, so that you can move around easier and get your G2 license much quicker. So
I think we're also a bit distracted because we've heard our daughter come. But I have also another challenge. Speaking about kids, and looking for a family doctor has just been so difficult. Like it's not like I can imagine even in Nigeria. For us, we just walk into whatever doctor or walk into a public hospital and then you get assisted. But here, it's a different process.
let me just, can you imagine you are in the emergency ward or emergency room or emergency part of the hospital, but the wait time is 20 hours or 10 hours. Well, that is the reality here in Canada. Primary health care is really, really tough. It's free. You get most things for free, but the wait times, getting yourself a family doctor to evaluate your family's your family health situation, wait hours in the emergency ward is not child's play. There's a huge shortage, so there are long wait times. So you have to put that at the back of your mind. You need to come into this country healthy. Make sure you are healthy. And also, your first couple of months, you might want to get some kind of insurance so that you can walk into a walk-in clinic and get medical attention. Because before you get a family doctor, wait times in the emergency room and all that, it takes long. So those are the things you want to pay attention to. These are some of the challenges, the main challenges we believe new immigrants face. But there is nothing that you cannot overcome. So just pay attention to these things and plan ahead in your own way, maybe from our advice, and see how you solve them.
Just remember what's chasing you.
Yeah, you know that if you are coming here, if you have decided to come here, leave your motherland to come here, whatever is chasing you is much bigger than whatever challenge you face.
P.S. Nothing is chasing me.
But you are here. But you are here.
I'm in support of you.
So remember what is chasing you. And just know that there's no challenge that you cannot overcome, basically. And we're having a blast. We're having a great time here.
Yes.
And we hope that some of these things we have talked about will also help you have a great time here. In my next video, or in our next video, I will talk about how to position yourself to secure a job before you arrive in Canada.
Hashtag the Ehizo GFM. Abi?
What are you talking about?
No, nothing. I'll just get that out.
Anyways, I'll just give you some tips on how you can position yourself to get a job before you arrive in Canada, especially if you have some months between when you get your approval and when you decide to travel.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us today.
And we hope this video has been helpful for you.
Yeah, we hope so.
We hope so. So, you're welcome. We're waiting for you. You're welcome. And we are looking forward to bringing you with us on our journey. So have a great time, guys. Bye.
Bye.